Our spirit. What is it? Where does it go? Our spirit. What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Renee is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Renee.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Welcome. This is DeEtte here on School Through Spirit with the Edge Network, coming in every Monday morning to enlighten lives and help to uplift with a little bit of work to do throughout the week. Hey, Keith. This Monday morning, oh my gosh, I just like to announce a little bit. Good morning, Tim. Of course, as you all know, this is the Edge Network, and it is sponsored by the Edge Magazine. There we go. Got the newest one, guys. Got the newest one. And I'm late enjoying this. Yes, I did show it a little bit last week, not a whole lot, but this is the newest magazine. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And I wanted to let you know, because as we all know, we showcase the deck of cards I picked, and this is the deck I picked, which was the Archangel Power Tarot cards, and these are by Radley Valentine. Amazing deck. I truly loved this deck. I won't even lie. I didn't think I was going to. I really did, and this deck just stuck with me for the whole 2 months. This is one of the first decks I actually featured at the last 2 months. So to me, it was overpowering. It was amazing. I loved it. Thank you, Keith. So as always, guys, go to your local drop spot, grab your magazine. It's out there. This is the, oh my gosh, June-July edition. I've already submitted my deck for the next edition, guys. I've already submitted it like 2 weeks ago. But you have to wait until August, September edition to find out what it was. But go to your local drop spot, get your magazine. If you're a store, a healing center, you know what, a newspaper stand on the street, I don't really care. If you have an establishment where you can be a local drop spot, send me a message. I will give you the link, or just literally send the magazine an email, and they will give you the drop spot, and you receive magazines for free, and you give them to your clients or customers for free. It's super easy. It's super fun. It's super awesomeness. Trust me. I have personally put this magazine in chiropractors' offices, restores that are Habitat for Humanity, tattoo parlors. I mean, a lot of places, guys. This covers so many different things. So it's a great place to go and grab a magazine. Or if you are a person that says, I don't want to go out of my house, get it shipped to you. There is a small fee for the shipment, obviously, because it is, they don't get bulk shipment on individual mailing. So there is a small fee for that. But you know what? It's worth it to get it shipped to your door. With that being said, let's get into this week. Today's cards are the Inner Child Oracle by Amanda Lynn Asling. Oh, these are going to be good. I'm going to love these. But we're going to look at these a little later at the bottom half of the show. This week, guys, is a ton of reading. As we know, I always go to Neil Diamond Walsh because he's got tons of insight. I kind of look at, I like this. I pay attention to my whole week. That part has not changed, guys. Just like my old format, I listen all week because I'm listening to what we're supposed to be working on, because I'm very much doing this with you. But I kind of walk in two worlds. So it's like I'm working on whatever last week's, lessons were or conscious speaking was, because it's all about consciousness. And it really likes to upheaval my life and change things and just kind of help me grow. But at the same time, they're constantly giving me messages on what this week is going to be about. And I'm always like in awe, like, oh my gosh, so much. And then, but I sit back and go, how's it all tie in? And then I find out how it ties in today, just like you guys. Hey, Lee, you too, darling, you too. So we're going to kind of read this. Again, this is a lot, and then we're going to talk about it. We're going to see what Spirit has to say. So it says, education has very little to do with knowledge, which is so true. It is so true. It says, God has observed that most of us have misunderstood the meaning, the purpose, and the function of children's education, to say nothing of the process by which it is best undertaken. We have decided that the meaning and the purpose and the function of education is to pass on knowledge, that to educate someone is to give them knowledge. That is the accumulated knowledge of one's particular family, clan, tribe, society, nation, world. Yet education has very little to do with knowledge. It has to do with wisdom. Wow. Wisdom is knowledge applied. And we are ignoring wisdom in the favor of knowledge. We are teaching our children that to think instead of how to think. God explains that when you give your child knowledge, you are telling them what to think. That is, you're telling them what they are supposed to know, what you want them to understand is true. When you give your children wisdom, you do not tell them what to know or what is true, but rather how to get into their own truth. Yet you cannot ignore knowledge in favor of wisdom, because a certain amount of knowledge must be passed on from one generation to the next, obviously, but as little knowledge as possible. With as little knowledge as possible, the smaller amount, the better. Oh my God, isn't that interesting? Ideally, schools could have classes in critical thinking, problem solving, logic, instead of system based on development in the child memories, not abilities. At the moment, children are taught to remember facts and fictions, the fictions each society has set up about itself, programs that develop abilities and skills rather than memories, are ridiculed by those who imagine that they know what a child needs to learn. Wow. Politics is always one's point of view about what happened. History, truly written on covers, tells all. Politics covers tells only one side, and so the mistakes of the past are justified and repeated. Your elders have set up historical value systems which says that might is right, and created a world which solves problems with violence. Your children have been taught differently. They have not been allowed to critically analyze what their elders have been doing. They have only been allowed to memorize it. Unfortunately, what you memorize, you memorialize. Oh my gosh, isn't that true? Your world has run amok because of what you have not allowed your education systems to teach. You have not allowed your schools to teach that love is all there is. You have not allowed your schools to speak of love that which is unconditional. And you need to let the child discover for itself. Knowledge is law. Know this, knowledge is lost, wisdom is never forgotten. And I will tell you what, I'm in my brain. Hello, Miss Michelle. Oh my gosh, I don't think you guys like it at home, Michelle. I love it. They're in Las Vegas this week, which is awesome. I know she's laughing at me right now. Hopefully she is anyway. So when I look at this, I will tell you what, this to me is truly mind-blowing, because quite frankly, I agree with these statements. I agree with these. And I agree with these not just for children. I agree with these for adults. And I will tell you what, I did a lot in my head, and I was blown away because I was thinking about different cultures this weekend. Don't ask me why, just different cultures in general, whether they be, cultures that I've encountered in America, cultures that I've traveled, encountered while traveling, because there's just so many out there. And it came into my mind, who are the biggest grudge holders? Anybody that's cultural. It really is. They're grudge holders. And I was trying to figure out why I had this thought in my mind. And I sat down with it and I thought, wait a second. It's amazing to believe, it's amazing to remember our cultures and to pass on that cultures and the wisdom of cultures. But when you look at the historical value, when you look at historical, and this happened to this culture, this happened to that culture, it's really a grudge. it really becomes a grudge. It is really a, well, you know what, this happened to my culture, my this, my that. But you know what, if it happened, to anybody but you, it's not your issue. It's not your problem. It was the ancestors' issue. It was the ancestors' problem. And sometimes when we hold on to that and we don't let it go, it becomes an issue that keeps repeating itself, just like stated in the book. And we end up being grudge holders. And when I say grudge holders, we continue the pain, we continue the anger, we continue so much. And it's crazy to continue that. I mean, why are we in any way basing ourselves on stuff that happened 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago? Why are we basing ourselves instead of teaching the wrongs of stuff that happened? Because that's not giving wisdom. That's not giving knowledge. That's not giving anything productive. It's keeping a people in a negative space. And it's taking any true essence of wisdom that was there and really not giving it any merit. So what we are doing in that aspect is we're taking the wisdom of a culture and we're throwing the wisdom away. And we're holding on to anger, which is not something cultures want us to remember, do we? I mean, I will tell you what, one thing we do in our house is we teach wisdom. And what I mean by that is we will look at the 4-year-old or we will look at the 7-year-old and we go, what were you thinking? How did you come to that conclusion? Do you think we could have had a better conclusion? What do you think would have been better actions or decisions to make in that moment with the knowledge that you had, and build upon that? Because we will look at that and go, hey, this is what you did last time. How did that work for you? You didn't like it, huh? Well, what do you think would have been a better based choice to kind of go into the future? And it's amazing because even the 4-year-old with that comes up with a better choice. And that is wisdom. The 4-year-old is probably the most wise person in our house. Why? Because he's being taught it from early on. We're not starting with beatings. We're not starting with, you need to do this. We're not starting with any of that. Why? Because he needs to make his own choices. And we have a household on choices. We're not going to look at anybody and say, you need to do this. My opinion is mine. My opinion is not yours. And that really becomes a huge issue when we take our opinion and try to put it on somebody else. And that's what this is coming to. Because when we're looking at school systems, and I'm not saying that, again, I'm not saying that we're not supposed to learn, read in arithmetic and in history and science. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that all is valued. It is all valued 110%. But what I am saying is to also put in great decision making. Think about when a child gets in trouble at school. What do? We slap their hands. We give them a punishment. We put them in timeout. We put them in detention. We suspend. We expel. We don't sit down and say, hey, what's a better way of looking at something? Let's look at this. We don't look at people and say, how are we going to navigate life? How are we going to figure this out? How are you going to do this for yourself? Now, I will tell you guys, I am a prime example of this. I'm a prime example of this. Did I have amazing schooling? Yes, I did. Did I graduate with really good marks? I did. Did I have amazing parents? I did. I had all of that. But nowhere in any of my education, whether it be from, my schooling, my teachers, my mom, my dad, my brothers, people around me, nobody looked at me and taught me, how to make good decisions with money, how to make good decisions with where I was going to live, how I was going to make good decisions with my body, nobody told me that, because my whole life I was told what I was going to do, how I was going to do it, how this was going to happen, how everybody else passed their knowledge on to me, because I always heard, I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did. Therefore, you're going to do what I tell you to do. And as parents, we tend to do that to our children. And therefore, how do I know what that mistake was if I'm not the one that made it? Just because you tell me, gosh, I made that same mistake. It didn't turn out good. You're not going to make that mistake. I'm going to solve your issues, but don't give me the wisdom behind it. And wisdom, again, is knowledge applied. It's me making my own mistakes, somebody else making their own mistakes. Does it mean at the end you don't get help? No, because wisdom comes with, oops, I need to do it again because I didn't do it right the first time. It does. It's a repeat offense. It's how we get into the jail system is by repeat offender. A repeat offender makes poor decisions over and over again. Why? Because they had a jail system that told them when they could pee. They had a parole agent that told them how to pee. They had probation that told them the same stuff. So then you get a repeat offender. Why? Because nobody said, hey, let's help you to learn how to make choices. Let's help you to apply what you know. And let's allow for you to have some failures along the way to help uplift you to a better tomorrow. Because that's truly how we raise a consciousness. And that's how we do have consciousness. Because, yes, I'm talking about school. Yes, I'm talking about the prison system. Yes, I'm talking about parenting. Yes, I'm talking about myself. But when you take it into the world of consciousness and you look at it that way, consciousness is a different way of thinking. It's an applied way of thinking. It's taking things that you know and having aha moments that goes, oh, wow, mind-blowing. And then watching possibly your life fall apart. And I know everybody right now that's listening is going, I don't want my life to fall apart. I don't want to do this consciousness in my life because it's going to fall apart. Why would I want to go there? But it does. You know why? Because you were taking everything you've ever learned or anything you've ever, my phone's going batty for absolutely no reason. You're taking everything you've ever learned, which is a lot of time based in somebody else's truth. And you stop doing it. And you start learning something new. Something that gives you a little bit of, here you go. And then you start applying that and you apply your own then. And you build on that. And your life does fall apart. Why? Because your whole life is based in a lot of untruths that were not your truths. They were somebody else's truths. It's simply stating, if your whole life you were raised in a way that you worked 40 or 50 hours Monday through Friday, and you couldn't wait for Friday at 5 to come to hit that time clock to get the heck out of Dodge, to race home, to get the boat ready or get the camping gear ready, because every weekend you went camping or boating, and that was the best time, but that's all you ever did. And then when you grow up and you had kids, and you end up following the same pattern of every week I work 40 or 50 hours, and every week I look forward for Friday at 5, and every Friday I go home and I get things together so that I'm either heading out as fast as I can that night, or I'm getting up the next morning to go camping or boating. How are you making your own choices in that? Yes, you can tell me, well, I'm making my choice every week to go do that. But are you making those choices based on your own inner truth? What if we threw something else in the mix? What if we said, you know what, on Friday, you can just go home, throw some stuff in a duffel bag, get in your car, and go drive to wherever and possibly have a good time? Would you consider that? Or is somebody's truth so ingrained in you that you only do the same thing over and over again. Because eventually, I will tell you, we all hit that point in life where we go, wait a second, what is my truth? What is mine? I know I did. I did the same thing that I was taught as a young girl my whole life. I worked my tush off. I didn't even live for my weekends because weekends to me was all about work. That's what I knew. So when my reality shifted, because I hit mid 40, early 40 actually, and I went, I'm done. I can't do this. I don't know what truth is truth anymore. And I entered a second phase of life where I went, you know what? These realities that other people made for me and I chose to follow were not mine. And I had to find my own truth. I had to find my own wisdom. And you know what? When that started to happen, this beautiful thing started to happen. I started to let go of anger and frustration because I found me. And I truly believe when people start to find their own wisdom and they apply that and they work with that, things start to shift. Beauty starts to happen. Wars stop happening. Think about that. If we applied wisdom, would we have war? Would we pick up guns and go and shoot people? People you never even knew, you never met. You were only told were bad people. Would you still show up? Would you still do that? Or would you look at this and go, this is nonsense? I'm going to go shoot somebody I've never met. Because that's wisdom applied. Knowledge is somebody else telling you these are bad people and you guys shoot them before they shoot you. Wisdom is, wait a second, why am I even going there? How about we stop? How about I go shake a hand? We sit down, have a cup of coffee, get a translator. You know, wisdom applied all of a sudden starts to solve issues. It starts to solve problems. Knowledge never got us anywhere. And I know everybody's like, but wait, but no, wait. Just as we talked last week, knowledge doesn't have to be found in a classroom. You will learn life skills, everything to get through life without ever walking into a classroom. Now, don't take that forward because I know somebody out there is going to go, well, I don't want my heart surgeon not going to school. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying specialties to do special things in life. Yeah, we need some knowledge for that. And then wisdom applied with the knowledge. I get it. I understand it. But what I'm stating here is you don't necessarily have to go to a 1 through senior year school to gain knowledge. Life can be constructed and made up to do that. And when we teach our children wisdom, when we start to teach our children about choices, they make better choices. We make better choices. We become better humans, better adults when we start to do that. My daughter said that to me a couple of weeks ago, and it was profound to me because we were talking about my grandson getting so much better. I mean, this little boy's got really bad ADHD. Y'all have met him. He's just like, he's crazy. And he's amazing. And we're talking about how he is getting so much better, he's making better choices and he's calmer and he's learning how to calm himself. And my daughter goes, yeah, it's because we're getting to be better adults. And I went, whoa, I need to repeat that. And I did in my head over and over again, we're getting to be better adults. And she was right. Because we learned to not have a struggle bus with him. We learned that spanking him was getting us nowhere. We learned that putting him in time out was calming us, not calming him. We learned that taking things away from him, he's 4, he doesn't really care. He cares in the moment, forgets about it tomorrow. We learned all of those things and found out that guess what? When we became better adults by helping him to use wisdom to make better choices. Life in his world got better. Life in our world got better because he is making better choices. And today, guys, that little boy went off to summer school. For the first time, he got on the bus and he got to make a choice. Do you want Nani to take you to school the first day, or would you like to get on the bus? And he went, I'm going to have to take the bus. Yep, you're going to have to take the bus to other days. I better learn today then. Okay. He knew to think about what he was going to have to do in the future, and let's make a better choice today. And I honestly believe that if we put more into our children's hands, literally, let children make those decisions. This isn't a decision of, where or they're going to go to school, or when they're going to go to school, or when they're going to go to bed. And sometimes it is. Because I'll tell you what, the kids in this house, we don't necessarily have to set a bedtime at 8 o'clock. We literally look at them when they start to get a little tired and we go, do you think it's time to go up and maybe read a story? Yeah, I think it is. They're making their own choices to go to bed. And when they apply that wisdom because they know how their body is, all of a sudden, guess what is not a difficult issue? Going to bed. Because they're applying wisdom. So when we give our children or we give ourselves the knowledge, that's great. When we memorize things, it's great. But what does a whole bunch of facts in your brain have anything to do with applying those facts? Learn the wisdom portion. Learn to apply the wisdom. And then begin to watch your life flourish. Mentally, emotionally, financially, all of it. Allow it to flourish, because that's when you're going to start to see yourself for who you are. And that's when you're going to look in the mirror and go, wow, I've never seen this person before. And you're going to fall in love with you and who you are. And you're going to continue to apply those wisdoms. And life is going to continue to flourish. So with that being said, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to do our 5 card stud. This is DeEtte here on School Through Spirit on the Edge Network. We'll see you in a few.
How do you live a life of abundance and alignment? Carol Dutton, founder of Being You Energetically, is passionate about helping her clients get to that sweet life. Modalities she offers include Reiki, subtle energy healing, crystal grids, ancestral connection ceremony, Irogenics ancestral eye readings, and spiritual oil anointing. Whichever modality you choose, her powerful sessions will immediately give you the unique and specific missing links to clearing the traumatic and ancestral patterns, keeping you from living an extraordinary life. Check her out at CarolDuttonUSA.com. That's CarolDuttonUSA.com. Right now, Carol has a special offer of 10% off an ancestral connection ceremony with promo code EDGE10. Again, that promo code is EDGE10. That's CarolDuttonUSA.com. Elevate your consciousness with each issue of the Edge magazine delivered straight to your doorstep. Immerse yourself in a community of curious teachers and seekers dedicated to the collective growth and understanding. Each glossy edition is a portal to expand awareness, featuring the latest in metaphysical and holistic products, services, events, and books. Let our engaging articles and comprehensive practitioner directory guide you on your journey towards higher consciousness. With every issue, raise your vibration and deepen your connection to the universe, one enlightening read at a time. Subscribe today at edgemagazine.net/subscribe and embark on a transformative exploration here, there, and everywhere.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is DeEtte here on School Through Spirit with the Edge Network. Wanted to make, I did want to come in before I started this week's 5-card stud. Last week I did the Oracle of the Celestial Deities by Lateo Wang. I did want to clarify, I kept calling this person a she all last week. It is a he, just in case anybody wants a clarification. And I love his cards. I truly, truly love his cards. And the only reason I'm doing that clarification is because if you're going looking for his cards and you see the picture, I don't want you to get confused and go, wait a second. It's definitely a man. And I wanted you to see that because, again, I love his cards. This man can channel how to make some cards, which is awesome. So let's get on to Amanda Lynn Asling's cards, Inner Child Oracle. For anybody that's new to my show, especially in real time, what we are doing is called what I call 5-card stud. What I do is people send me Oracle decks all the time. I love this. I mean, quite frankly, guys, I have a box ready to go. These are amazing. I started getting a bunch of decks again, which I love. So we got some decks for a few weeks to come up. Some amazing decks, but I review decks. I review decks of cards online for you guys right off the bat. Whether you're watching this in real time, being streamed all over the place, or in the podcast form or YouTube, what it is are, again, I need a bigger box. If I get a bigger box, oh, by the way, there's a second box that's starting to get a deck in there. So I need to fill a second box, apparently. But what it is I review cards. I literally review cards on here. And it is basically, I review these for you guys because so often, guys, we go into stores, and I don't know about you, I get overwhelmed by all the different Oracle cards. And a lot of times all you can do is read the box. That doesn't tell you a whole lot. You can go to Google. They give you the cards that are on the box, and it doesn't give you a whole lot. So I like to review these, show them to you, see if they're easy to work, see if you're even really drawn to them. And if you are, then you can go order these. You can go find these decks, okay? And just so anybody knows, what do I do with all these extra decks? I'm not a hoarder. Well, I am. I'm not a hoarder. What I do with the decks when I'm done is, do I keep some of them? I do, because some of them just become my babies. I won't lie. I'm like so drawn to them. I couldn't let them go if my life depended on it. But other ones, I literally make up boxes. Okay? So I go to the store, like Hobby Lobby, Home Goods, places like that, and I get these really cute decorative boxes and some of that fluffy stuff, and I'll put 2 or 3 decks in there. I might put, like, if somebody sent me their book and a book has been reviewed, I put their book in there. I might put, a notepad in there. I make up a box. And then I take these boxes to events that run charity raffles. And I put the box, it's a School Through Spirit box, and it's honoring the show. It's honoring the people that have sent me their decks. And these go into charity raffles, and people buy tickets for a chance to win the box. And then that money earned from these boxes go to a foundation, whatever the charity is. So that's what we do with the extra ones, because I wanted a way of giving back. So again, I keep the decks that I go, no way are these going anywhere. And then, because I'm just that person. And then the rest, again, go back to charity. I will also let you know, we are going to start sponsoring things like, if you have a book, you want your book reviewed, send it to me. I will look at your book. I will review your book. If you have merchandise that you want me to advertise, send it to me. I will bring it on. I will show the world. I am all about uplifting other people, because this show is a platform to say, hey, here you go. Hey, Lee, where are you going to be? I got that deck still for you. Lee put dibs on the Bird Vibe deck, and I took it out. It's been on the side. It's waiting for Lee for months now. I think you're going to be at Moonbow. If you are, remind me next week to put it in my bucket so that I bring it to you. But that's what I do. Because quite frankly, I want to give back, which is nice. But again, if you have merchandise that you create and you're like, oh my gosh, I want DeEtte to get that on the show and get it out to the masses, bring it on in. I will. Remember, guys, this isn't just here. This show goes into a podcast form. I talk about that. I put it on. Yes, it's a podcast verbal. Yes, it is. But I am going to give a very, very good description so that when it goes into podcast, people are going to know exactly what they're seeing by what I'm talking about. And they can go to a link they can find you by everything I've said, so then they can go and purchase it from you directly. So again, merchandise, shirts, products you make, cards you've made, books you've made, all of it, send it to us. We are more than happy to get that out to the masses, because again, you're going to be in the Dells. Is Sunday at the Dells? This Sunday at the Dells. Yes. Are you going to be there, Lee? If you are, I'll bring it this Sunday. So there you go. So you see, I'm having a regular conversation with Lee because, quite frankly, Lee put dibs on the deck months ago, and I've been holding it for her for months. So 5-card stud. What are we doing with this? You're going to pick 5 cards, 1 through 5. Okay. When we do this, it is literally pick a number. I'm gonna pull that card, assign a card to that number, and then that's your reading for the week. Perfect. I'll bring it this weekend, Wheatley. You can also pick more than one number. Pick 1 number, 2 numbers, 5 numbers. I don't care. This is your reading. At the end of reading each individual card, I read them all together as a big reading. Now, another neat thing about this is you can have multiple questions. You can have up to 6 questions. Put a different question with every number, 1 through 5, and then your bigger question for the full reading, whatever you need. This is, again, yours. I did want to talk a little bit more about the deck, and I just brought this through because, guys, I don't know if you know this. If you look where we're streaming into Tribe 3 Productions now, which is awesome. I've been collaborating with Tribe 3 Productions now since December, and we are now streaming the show straight to their platform on Facebook. So awesomely, I'll have it on my table for you, darling. So if I'm not at my table, just go by and grab it. But quite frankly, again, guys, I'm with Tribe 3 Productions. I have been for quite some time, and I'm super happy because Tribe 3 and the Edge Network are also coming together, the Edge Magazine. So it has been beautiful to bring Tribe 3 with the Edge Network / Edge Magazine and myself together for a beautiful collaboration that's happening. So you're going to have to stay tuned for a lot of amazing things that are happening very soon. Gosh, I'm just squirreling all over today, guys. So this deck, Inner Child Oracle, it says the Inner Child Oracle is a powerful tool for seekers of deep healing and spiritual realignment. Each of the 44 cards is infused with the energy and wisdom needed to address past wounds and begin the process of self-renewal. While the guidebook includes exercises and journal prompts to help your healing work. Featuring unique messages and beautiful artwork, this deck offers a safe and supportive space to explore and heal your inner child. Let the Oracle deck support you and your journey to wholeness and peace. If this isn't crazy, what did I specifically said somewhere in this morning's talk about going into wisdom? It might destroy your life for a while. Why? Because you need to heal some stuff. It needs to bring it up. It needs to let go so you can follow your own wisdom, your own truth. Who would think? And trust me, guys, I don't read the box. I literally reach down, grab a deck, put it up, and that's the deck we're going with that week. I don't put a lot of thought process into that. I got enough things to deal with in life. It says your ultimate healing comes from within. Your ultimate. I like that. That took thought. Oh, it's got a little beautiful angel. Oh my gosh, how adorable is that? I will tell you what, I am that one that dresses little girls in these long, long sleep things. Why? Because little girls need to be in those sleep things. It's my inner child coming out. Anyway, so let's open this. Put my opener back. I love that opener, just so you know. Let's look at some artwork. Ooh, kind of pretty. The artwork's really pretty. I like this. I love also this deck has got a matte finish. I love the matte finish. I'm just showing you guys some different artworks on here that are on Lifetime. Really pretty. Really, it really gives kind of things that you would think, oh my gosh, I didn't have that up. Things that you feel as if could be a very real thing. And then it puts that fantasy twist on it. And I really like that. Look at the back of that card. Oh my gosh. Gorgeous, gorgeous moons and flowers and florals. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh, hello, Miss Sarah. Tell your little one happy birthday for me. In case she's listening, happy birthday. Anyway, let's do a shake here. Let's do a shake, rattle, and roll of the cards. And then we will go on to our 5-card stud for anybody that's tuning in. Again, pick a card 1 through 5. Pick pick 1 card, 2 cards, all 5 cards. Wait for the end result of the reading that comes together. See what happens. This deck bought in the US is $19.99. In Canada is $25.99. I'm not sure if you can buy it in other countries, but hey, try it. Why not? Sometimes if you go straight to the publisher, this one is HAyHouse. And I'm going to tell you, if you can't get this one on Amazon, that's fine. Go to HAyHouse. HAyHouse will ship across the seas for probably a small shipping fee. I'm not sure. I don't have a lot of things shipped to me from HAyHouse. I'm an Amazon girl. I will tell you that right now. I'm an Amazon girl. I love Amazon, but I love Beyond Worlds. I love a lot of these companies that have sent me decks. I can't even tell you that. I can't even tell you how much I love this. But this deck in particular is from HAyHouse. So if you are across seas and you're not able to get the deck, go straight to HAyHouse. They can ship it to you. And you can always go straight to HAyHouse or Beyond Worlds or any of these amazing publishers and get the deck straight from them. I do know that they have to supply the decks to Amazon, to the stores, to wherever. So trust me, it's going straight back to them. And then it's always nice to follow, because I'll tell you what, I'm not going to tell you what deck I received last. I literally was away all weekend and I came home to a package from Beyond Worlds. Oh, and the deck in there. I'm not going to tell you what deck it is, but I was so flipping ecstatic to get this deck and by who it's written for. Oh my God. So happy. So when I feature that deck, yeah, you're going to have to wait because I'm not featuring it for a while. I was ecstatic, and I will tell you what, these places are awesome. All I can say is these places are awesome. So I think I might have shuffled enough brand new decks. I have to shuffle a little bit more, I think. If not, we're guaranteed to get card 1, card 2, card 3. So card number 1 is say yes. Now is the time to be open and receptive. And I love that. Look at that. That card is depicting to me that you have got opportunities galore around you. You have a lot of thoughts in your head. You don't know which way to go. You've put in a lot of thought into things and you're looked at everything, but you've been hemming and hawing. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to make the wrong decision. I don't want to make the wrong turn. I don't know what to do. And this card is telling you to say yes, because quite frankly, you have something in your mind you've been thinking about you would like to do, but you've been afraid to say yes to it. You've been afraid to say yes to the opportunity. You've been afraid to say yes to the decision to do whatever it is, whether it's buying yourself something pretty, going on a vacation, quitting your job, starting a new job, going back to school, whatever it is, starting a business. The answer is yes. You need to do this. If you've been looking for a sign, here is your sign in card number 1. So jump on that today. Card number 2 is it's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate. Cultivate an air of celebration around you today. I am loving this card because why? Look at this. This celebration isn't all about bells and whistles and balloons. Oh my, balloons. Oh my, all over the place. This is about just sitting back, relaxing, and doing you. Because a lot of time that's what celebration's about. It's about looking at you and going, wait a second, I need to recognize myself. This is an opportunity for you to put a pat on the back of your back because you have not done that. You have not looked at yourself and said, guess what? I'm a rock star. I need to do this. I need to learn who I am and celebrate me. And I do believe what this card is about is celebrating yourself in the moment of the situations and giving yourself some pats on the back. Because I don't believe you've taken time to look backwards to see everything you've done. And that's what card number 2 is about. So if you pick card number 2, look in that mirror, give yourself a moment, realize how awesome you are, celebrate you and your accomplishments, whether that be going to a park and taking a walk or booking yourself an excursion or, a vacation, do whichever it's supposed to be. Card number 3 is setting boundaries. Claim your power and know your value. Know your value. I'm not sitting on the boundaries card of this. I am sitting more on the claim your power and set your value part. That's the part I'm looking at, because when I'm looking at this card, you've got a king and a queen at the end of a corridor, an outdoor corridor, looking at an expansion of what looks like some aurora borealis going on. And clearly an eclipse of a moon or sun. Okay. And that's what I'm looking at. But they're standing there in their power. Nothing is scaring them. A lot of people, when they see the black of the moon, especially during this time, or the black sun, they would run. They would be terrified. And this king and queen are standing up going, this is our time. We're not afraid of this. We're going to rock it. And we're going to look at the beauty of what it's creating around you. Because quite frankly, when you start to set in your power and you start to know your value here, you start to see the beauty of it. So it's talking about knowing your value. So if you're working at if you're working on with card number 3 this week, it is claiming who you are, claiming you as a person, all that you do. Rock that, who you are, claim it, because you are very valuable in every sense of the word, and you need to take that. Card number 4 is breathe in, practice breath work today. Practice breath work today. Look at that gorgeousness. I mean, I don't know who's going to be breathing. If I'm standing in an area and I'm seeing this picture, I'm going to go, there's not going to be breathing out. That's just going to be a breathing in. But still, eventually the word's going to come out. But when I see this, it's more about grounding. It's more about grounding. So many of us don't look at our breath work and say we need to ground ourselves and get back into reality. And this card to me is what that is. It's breathing. It's bringing in life force, because that's what our breath is. It's life force. And it's telling me to say, it's time for you to take those deep breaths. It's time for you to go, and then outwards, you're grounding yourself. You're bringing yourself down to a reality. But in that situation, you're also letting go of the negativity. So breath is about letting go of negativity. Breath is about bringing in positivity and grounding yourself at the same time. So it's telling me that life is getting to be a little bit much for you if you picked card number 4. Life is getting to be much. It's getting to be a little bit overpowering. It's getting to be a little bit overwhelming. And it's telling me to tell you to breathe. Remember your breath. Take those moments to go, okay, this is too much. I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to take 5 slow, deep, long breaths. I'm going to breathe in and make myself kind of wake up. And my breathe out, I'm just going to push out all that carbon dioxide. I'm going to push out that negativity. I'm going to let go that doesn't serve me. And I'm going to let myself go from an overwhelming up here state back down to the earth and hold myself here. And that's what that card's about. It's telling me life is getting to be too much, and you need to stop the rat race of it for 5 moments and sit there with it. Not that the world's going to stop because you've taken 5 moments, but when you come back at it, you're going to be able to rock it a lot better. And the last card, card number 6, is today is a day. It's time to begin the journey. Today is the day. It's time to begin the journey. Look at how awesome that is. This woman packed fruits. What'd she all pack? Fruits. Looks like a fish and some figs. She's packed her giraffe to go with her, and she's riding to her castle with a rainbow and a lightning storm. And there's all this awesomeness. Today's the day. Today's the day. If you've been wondering when, it's now. When am I supposed to start things? Now. Not tomorrow, not next week. So often we're like, oh my gosh, when am I going to have time to do this? Today. When am I supposed to start my business? Today. It doesn't mean you're going to go rent a place today. It means that I'm going to put all my thoughts into process, and I'm going to make it happen today. If you wanted to do things, make the start today. That's when it is. So when you've asked the question, when should I do this? It's today. I've been wanting to do this. Do it today. I've been wanting to clean my house. Do it today. I've been wanting to get rid of half the crap in my garage. Today. It doesn't matter where you apply this at. It's today is the day that you're going to make this rock. Today is the day you're going to make this happen. Stop putting things on the back burner and put things into the forefront and move forward with this. So card number 1 was say yes. Card number 2 is it's time to celebrate you. Card number 3 is claiming your power and knowing your value. Card number 4 is start practicing that breath work to kind of, when you're overwhelmed, kind of bring you back in. And card number 5 was today is the day. Now, when I'm looking at these cards, I'm looking at it going, wait a second. There's a lot of stuff in the works this week. There's a ton of stuff in the works this week. And you know what? You're sitting there going, I'm not so sure if I'm ready for this. I'm not sure if this is, yes, I've been wanting this. Yes, I've been dreaming about this, but you're having this hesitation. You're and in that moment of hesitation, you're pushing things away from you. Instead of pushing away, think about, wait a second, hold on, I've been wanting this, I've been dreaming about this. Take those breaths. Take a moment to sit there, sit in your value power, sit in your breath work, let this happen. Start to realize that you've worked for this, and honor you in this. This isn't about creating a boundary to say, oh my gosh, I can't make this happen. This is about knowing who you are, putting the value on you and the work that you've done, and moving forward. Say yes to those things. There's no more time about saying tomorrow. This is going to happen in some time in the future. It's happening now. So it's time to take this. The universe has literally cultivated everything you've wanted yet again, and they're putting it in your hands. And it's time for you to say yes to it this time. It's time for you to say, you know what? No more regrets. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make this happen, because if I don't say yes today, who knows if it's coming back again? Say yes today. Rock that and be your true self. Hopefully you can take that, because I love this reading. I love these cards. I love this reading. I resonate with this reading. I'm taking this reading and we're going to the cleaners with it, is all I'm saying, because it's super awesome. It's super awesome. So I want to, I don't want to stop looking at those cards, but we're going to have to. So I want to tell you where I'm at this weekend. Now, Saturday, I will tell you guys, I have put myself on the Do Disturb list of Earth Song books and gifts. I wasn't normally there this weekend. They are having their, I gotta look, it's 30th or 35th or 80th. I can't remember. They are having their huge celebration. It is their 30th annual Earth Song Books and Gifts are doing their 30th annual community festival. 30th annual community festival. And what does that mean? It is this Saturday and Sunday. They literally have tents all over the front yard, all over the front. I mean, when I say tents, it's a great big, circus tents, or huge tents, not the size of a circus tent. And then they have readers under there and some vendors under there, and they have other canopy vents or all over the place where different vendors are coming that are now. Those vendors are going to be t-shirts. Those vendors are going to be things that people make, and crystals and massages and energy work and all of it. Oh my, it's incredible. Everything that shows up for this. There's aura photography. There's a small concession area going on there. Reflexology, animal Reiki, soul therapy, more. Oh my God, just so much. Leather goods, wall decor, art, candles, apparel. The store is open. So that is this Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 5 p.m. I wasn't able to originally do Saturday. I have since put myself on the cancellation list so that if they have a cancellation of a reader, because it's, you come in and you can definitely select your reader, or just say whoever's available, whichever. I put myself on the cancellation list, which means if somebody else cannot make it, I've told them I will come in on Saturday for them. But that's not a guarantee, guys. It's not guaranteed that I'm going to be there. If I'm not there reading, I will be taking my granddaughter there to see it, because quite frankly, she loves it there. She loves to go there and say hi and how you doing. Now, Sunday, on the other hand, I will be in Wisconsin Dells. That's Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin. And it is at the Soul and Synergy event. It's Wisconsin Dells Paranormal and Wellness Fair. It is at the Wintergreen Conference Center at 60 Gazer Road, Wisconsin Dells. And I will tell you, it's literally right off the highway. You get off the highway, you start to drive Wisconsin Dells, you take your first left at the first stoplights, you literally drive down to the second driveway, take a left, and you're there. It's simple. It's so easy. It's insane. It's one block off the highway. Now, we are there from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. I will be doing readings all day long, but I also have the gallery there, guys. I have the gallery. The gallery is there it's from 1:30 to 2:30. Cost of that is $30 to enter into that. You can pre-buy your tickets. I will tell you what, if I were you and you wanted to come to the gallery, I would probably pre-buy my tickets, because when I was in Bemidji, we sold out of seats. We had to go and find more chairs for more people, and we sold up to 4 people shy of capacity. Now, I am close to home this time around. So my projection is we're going to sell out to capacity this time. So you might want to get your tickets ahead of time. You can literally go to Soul and Synergy on Facebook or soulandsynergy.com, and you can find the link to Wisconsin Dells. Click on it. You can buy all your tickets ahead of time. It is $5 to get into the general event, $30 into my gallery. But while you're there, there's a lot of different readers there. There's a lot of different crystals and Reiki and massage. Oh my, there's so much happening there. I know a healer that's going to be there that you're going to want to sit down with her. She is Sarah of Hands on Ransom. You want to sit with this lady because I'll tell you what, she's a freaking rock star when it comes to healing. I personally get on the table. Why? Because it's awesome. It relieves stuff. It's amazing. And I don't know if there's other, I would shout out other healers, but I don't know what other healers are going to be there. So, and just so much going on. It's a place to be. And it's this Sunday, the 14th. So that is happening. So that's where I'm going to be this weekend. I can't wait to see you, Lee. And again, Lee, if I'm in the gallery or I'm doing a reading, feel free to grab the cards. I will have them on my table, and you can just stuff them in your satchel. I'll put your name on it just so people know you're not taking and running, and whatnot. And there you go. Because that wouldn't be very fun. That wouldn't be fun to get accused of something at a wellness event. So, anyway, guys, there you go. There you go. We're going to have lots of fun this week. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope we take wisdom into the next part of your life and enjoy that. I know I'm going to continue with that. Why? Because why not? We will see you very soon, guys, aka either this weekend or next Monday morning here on the School Through Spirit with DeEtte on the Edge Network. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.
There are psychic mediums, but there is nothing like DeEtte. Let's face it, we all struggle time and again. But if you seek the clarity you deserve, then you need to seek DeEtte. As a master teacher, DeEtte studied under international psychic medium Lisa Williams. Together, they not only help DeEtte better tap into spirit, but also build a long-lasting relationship. So many psychics tell us what we want to hear, and that just won't cut it with DeEtte. She tells you what you need to hear. No sugarcoating here. To book a reading with DeEtte is simple. Just visit her website, DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us. And follow the Yellow Brick Road to connect with DeEtte. Don't just sit there and ponder those questions. Ask them and let DeEtte guide you every step of the way. You need insight now, and DeEtte can help. Just visit DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us.